If you were given the ability to help up to 50 people, what would you do? That seems like a pretty strange question until you realize that you've been asked that every time you've applied for a driver's license at the DMV. Would you be an organ donor? Everyone should be an organ donor. First, there is a serious need for organ donation. Second, many are affected by organ donation. And third, misinformation prevents some from donating. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, each day, 22 people die from not receiving a necessary organ donation. First, there is a serious need for organ donation. According to organdonor.gov, a site that is managed by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, 79 people receive an organ donation each day. But another 22 people die from not receiving a necessary organ donation. Not only that, but 90 people are added to the waiting list every day. This is increasing at a rate that the number of donations coming in cannot support. According to Donate Life America, a nonprofit organization that is committed to increasing tissue and organ donations, currently there are 123,000 men, women, and children waiting on the donor list. Not only are these people dying, but they leave behind massive amounts of debt for their friends and family to deal with after they're gone. From things such as long hospital stays, life-changing surgeries, and dialysis. While this is happening, healthy organs are going into the ground unused. In my first point, we discussed that there is an ever-growing need for more organ donations. And currently, 22 people die each day. Now that we've established that there's an ever-growing need for more organ donations, let's discuss the positive impact that can come from donating your organs. Second, many are affected by organ donation. According to Medline Plus, a site owned and operated by the U.S. government, one person can help up to 50 others by donating all their organs. And by donating your organs, you are not only affecting those 50 people, but all of the friends, people who know the person who received that organ. You can also help your family by possibly donating your organs. A man named Kevin Maritzku wrote an article published by Public Health Reports in 2013. Kevin Maritzku is a surgeon who was affected by organ donation not once, but twice. Both his wife and daughter were killed in separate car accidents, and they were both organ donors. Maritzku says that the organ donation process helped him to cope with the loss of his loved ones. He says that he could take comfort in the fact that their legacy was one of life and giving. He is a strong advocate for the organ donation process. A quote from Kevin Maritzku: "It is the human aspect of donation and transplantation, helping people. It's the right thing to do." In my second point, we discussed the positive impact that organ donating can have. So now you're wondering, if this good stuff is all true, then why isn't everyone an organ donor? Third, there is a common misinformation prevents some from donating. So there are many misconceptions about organ donation that can prevent people from becoming organ donors. The first one I'm going to talk about is that many people think that registering as an organ donor is difficult. This is really not true. Mainly, all you need to do is check the organ donor box when applying for a driver's license at the DMV. There are other things you can do to ensure that your wishes are carried out. First, you can visit organdonor.gov and register under your state's donor list. Also, remember to talk with your friends and family about your decisions, so that way, if anything were to happen, your wishes are made known. So there are other misconceptions about organ donation and your quality of healthcare. Some people believe that you may not get as good as healthcare as someone who's not an organ donor because they want your organs for other people. That is simply not true. Healthcare providers are focused on you when they're treating you, not other people. There's another misconception that if you're an organ donor, you might be put to death earlier, or your death may be hastened because they want your organs for other people. That is also not true. All of the normal precautions are taken before anyone is taken off life support, and all of there is actually more tests that are run to make sure that there is no possible way that they could save your life. So in my third point, we disproved two of the most common misconceptions about organ donation. In conclusion, the organ donation problem is really severe, but it can be solved if we all choose to go out and become organ donors. End-of-life decisions are something that no one wants to talk about. It seems so far in the future that we don't want to think about bad things that could happen to us. But it's important that we do so we are prepared for the future if anything were to happen. I encourage you to go out and become an organ donor because it's the right thing to do and everyone should be an organ donor. First, there is a serious need for organ donation. Second, many are affected by organ donation. And third, misinformation prevents some from donating. Thank you for listening.